Welcome to Askewed Reviews. Today is day 18 of 25 of our 25 days of Christmas movie reviews. And today we are doing the 2000 movie, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Your trivia question for today is, what famous actor does the narration for this film? This adaptation of How the Grinch Stole Christmas was such a great version. You got to see a lot more depth to all of the characters involved and the story in general. Jim Carrey's costume for this film was very interesting. All the fur was made out of yak fur, and apparently to get into makeup it took about 2 hours and an hour to get out of it. Jim Carrey says that the makeup was so painful that he almost quit the movie. Ron Howard actually brought in an associate from the CIA to teach Jim Carrey torture techniques so he could stay in the makeup all day. Jim Carrey, of course, does an amazing job as the Grinch in this movie, but apparently he wasn't the only option. Jack Nicholson was a very close second, and apparently Eddie Murphy, Tom Hanks, Tim Curry, Robin Williams, Dustin Hoffman, and Adam Sandler were all up for the role as well. Everyone in this movie did a great job, including Christine Baranski as Martha, Jeffrey Tambor as the mayor, Taylor Momsen as Cindy Lou Who was absolutely wonderful. Great acting and an adorable character. And speaking of adorable, there's also Max the dog. There are a lot of great references in this movie, including 2 other Dr. Seuss books, as Cindy Lou Who gives Max a plate of green eggs and ham, and when the Grinch is sucking up stuff with the vacuum, one of the things he sucks up is a goldfish in a bowl, which is a reference to the Cat in the Hat. A blink and you miss it reference is if you look at the telescope that the Grinch is using, there is a green leg covered in a fishnet stocking, which is a reference to the mannequin leg lamp that they have in A Christmas Story. The scene where the Grinch is directing Max the dog is a direct reference to how Ron Howard directs his own films. Ron found it so funny that he kept this scene in the movie. Additionally, Ron Howard was not the first option for this movie. Tim Burton was, but unfortunately he was not able to do so. There definitely was a lot of adult references in this movie as well, including a scene where a lot of Whovians have a bunch of their keys in a fishbowl, which if you don't know what that is, look it up. It's very interesting. Here's 2 other interesting pieces of trivia. Eddie Murphy was filming The Nutty Professor 2: The Clumps right next to The Grinch, so he came by to swap costume and makeup stories with Jim Carrey. And also, the scene where the Grinch pulls out the tablecloth from underneath all these items, the items were actually originally supposed to fall. Jim Carrey managed to pull it without anything falling, and that's why he walks back onto the scene and knocks everything over. There are so many good moments in this movie. The one that always makes me laugh the hardest is when the Grinch goes over his schedule. Although in general, any scene with Jim Carrey is absolutely hilarious in this movie. How the Grinch Stole Christmas is definitely one of the best Christmas movies out there. If you haven't seen it before, you absolutely have to. I'm going to give this movie a 5 out of 5. As for the trivia question, what famous actor does the narration for this film? They actually managed to get Sir Anthony Hopkins, who recorded all of his lines in one day. This has been Askewed Reviews. I hope you enjoyed, and of course, as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe.